I can't believe it's taken me this long to find this week's film, because this is a zombie movie that I think might be top of the list. Genuinely, it's probably the best thing I've watched since Shaun of the Dead. So yeah, where do you think we go when we go to sleep? Is it all just random images in our heads, trying to dissect the world, or are we just being like programmed, put into some sort of system? I don't know. It's an odd thing to think about, isn't it? You go to Morrison's. Is that what you're saying? In your dreams, you just do your weekly shop. Wow. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, nothing strange happened. No, nothing out of the real. No. You always forget butter. Yeah, I'd go get that checked if I was you, mate. That doesn't sound right. Ah, hello there.
Ooh, it's your boy, Ray Fandango.
Hello all, and welcome. Thank you for coming back. I'm Ray Fandango, and as always, I'm going to be talking movies. Which movies? Well, probably your cult classics, probably your nostalgia, probably your B movies that you've never really heard of. So, if you like those kind of movies, you've come to the right place. So come on in, step inside, take the shoes off, relax, put your feet up, alright? I'll put the kettle on. Take your time, right? No need to swallow it, right? Don't burn your tongue with it, okay? Right? There's no rush here. But I do only have one mug, so we're going to have to share that. This week's film is one that it's been on my radar for a very long time. It really has, but just not really got round to it. And finally, I just thought, I'm just going to do it, alright? I've heard some really good things online, and boy, am I glad, because there's so much stuff I could talk about this movie, and I've literally just got to pick a few, I think, because, yeah, it's a good time. The people that made this film, they hit the sweet spot, I must say, and it definitely has to be some sort of inspiration for Shaun of the Dead, right? I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, let's stop dilly-dallying, all right? I don't want to waste any more time. Let's get on into it. So sit back, relax, and let's go. Well then, of course, this week's film is going to be 1985's The Return of the Living Dead. It's a horror/comedy that involves punks and a mortuary and a whole lot of undead people. And frankly, I had a whale of a time. I cannot believe that it's taken me this long to watch it, and I'm going to have to say that I'm going to be raving about it for a long time. And I know I'm only, 40 years late. So the director is a man called Dano Bannanen. One of those. I don't think I've really heard from him before, but I'm going to have to do a little deep dive on the rest of his movies. The runtime is a sweet 1 hour and 31 minutes, which, when it comes to films like this, you really just think, yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Don't spoil it now, all right? It's only in modern day era that we're sort of like, yeah, 2 hours and a half, that's fine. I'll sit through that. It's got a rightfully so 71% Rotten Tomato meter. Yeah, makes sense. Critics are agreeing that this is a pretty decent movie. And then 8% popcorn meter. So, did I say 8 or 18? 80% popcorn meter, because the audience, they bloody love it. And on Letterboxd, it's got a high and mighty 3.8, which is one of the highest that I've seen. The premise of the movie, a sort of mortuary, or there's a place that does stuffing of, it deals with dead bodies and it deals with dead animals and that kind of thing. And there's one specific creature or body right in the depths of it that has got this sort of living dead gas in it, I guess, And what ensues is a bunch of punks get involved, and the people that work at this sort of mortuary place, they also get involved, and they just got to defend themselves from a horde of living dead people. First off, the tone of the film was set very well. I think it had a bit of air of mystery and a bit of a bit of danger, but it also set the tone of it's a bit fun. Come on guys. I love the look of the punks and the two guys that were working in the mortuary, their banter and their jip, The people that work there, they go down into the cellar and he shows them this decomposing body with the gas, and he accidentally swacks. Well, he does it on purpose. He whacks it, but then the gas comes out and sprays him and this guy. And then the title rolls, and then you've got just the zoom in of this face inside the chamber, just slowly decomposing, and just like, oh, Oh, I like that. That were really good. One of the punks that looks sort of like a female David Bowie, she just sort of, they're all just chilling in a graveyard, waiting for their friend to finish work. Well, she just sort of gets her kit off and just starts having a little boogie on a grave. I guess just to sort of, emphasize these guys are punks and, they're rebellious. And yeah, I mean, she is naked for about most of the film, if I'm honest. Yeah, she really must have signed a contract like, yeah, just have me, no clothes on, just want to let you know that I'm perfectly fine. I mean, to be fair, you can't blame her. When they interact with one of the first sort of zombies they come across, they end up putting a pickaxe through its head and it's still sort of moving about. So then two guys are holding it down, and this other guy starts just cutting off its head like slowly, and you're like, oh god, that doesn't work. So the body just comes up and just starts running about the place chasing these guys with a completely without a head. I just thought that was great. That was really good. It was gory, well, kind of gory with the practical effects, but it also had that, bit of cheeky element of, oh, look, there's a zombie without his head, which is never not funny, really. There's a really cool zombie idea where this zombie is sort of like a tar zombie, and it's like most of its face is melted off, and it's just got like sort of running about like this with its brain and going shouting, brain, brain. The concept of that one was really cool. It was really fun to look at, and you're not for any seconds do you believe that it's not just some sort of tar zombie. When they only burn these body parts in the crematorium, then the smoke goes into the clouds, and the clouds start raining, and that's when it rains all over this cemetery, and all these zombies just start coming up and running about the place and just murdering people. And I just thought, that was great. And obviously the punks run into safety, and they're trying to call people, and they're trying to call the police and the ambulance, and every time they call someone, the zombies just come and eat them. And the zombies can talk, like, they seem to be quite sentient. They just get on the blow and they're like, more police, send more police come. They attack them, and every attempt of them trying to call anyone just gets absolutely ambushed. And I loved that as well. That was very funny indeed, to keep watching them fail consistently. Honestly, it felt very sort of like COD Zombies. Now, I'm not much of a gamer, if I'm honest, but I have played that, and yeah, that is sort of the same premise. They've sort of barricaded the windows and everything like that, and every now and again they'll break through and they've got to go and push the zombies out and then pop the wood back on. So I don't know if they got that idea from them, but I did find that very interesting. So one of the main two guys that we started the film with, they're turning into zombies. They're basically dead, and they are going to eventually turn into these ravenous zombies that just want brains. So one of them just sort of decides he's just going to pop himself into a furnace. It was very bold of him. You just see him just sort of hop on in, because he's in agony anyway, so he might as well. But yeah, I thought that was very noble. Good on him, sir. Don't know if I could do that, but maybe if I was in that amount of pain, but hopefully I'll never have to find that out. And then it sort of all ends on a cliffhanger, because, well, what happens, I think, is they call the army in, and the army comes and almost blows it up. And they blow it up, but then what happens is that causes more rain to happen, and then obviously in the rain there's this stuff, and the stuff gets leaked all over a new graveyard, and dun dun dun, we start again. So yeah, it didn't resolve itself, and from the looks of the internet, I think there's at least 2 more sequels, so you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be watching that, because this one was great. I think practical effects, check. The 80s vibe with the punks, not really seen much of that in my viewing history. And the deaths were fantastic, and some of my favorite horrors are horror comedies, because they blend so well together. They can do so well together. I mean, obviously look at Obsession. I was laughing one minute and then almost shitting my pants the next. So that is really a really good strength. If you can do both parts well, you've got yourself a stellar movie. So there we have it, guys. Probably one of my favourite zombie movies that I've ever watched. Tell me what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think I'm mad for not having watched it, not having hopped on the train as of yet? Did you like the special effects? Did you like the punks? Did you like the naked woman? What did you think of Tar Zombie? Because I think I'd love to see more of Tar Zombie, if I'm honest. But yeah, comment, like, subscribe, do all that things, or I don't know, you can just hug your nan and tell her you love her, all right? Because she might not have long left. As always, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of Ray Fandango's Food for Thought. Yes, I live here in England, where it's sunny 5 days of the year. But what about people that live in hot countries, like Spain and your Italy and your Ecuador and that kind of thing. Where are they going on holiday? Are they going somewhere hotter? Are they travel in sort of Europe and that kind of thing? Or are they going in Africa? Or do they want to go somewhere cold? Do they want to experience, England? Do they want to go to Antarctica, Iceland, that kind of thing? I don't know. It's just weird to me. Whenever I think holiday, I'm like, I need to be sweating. I need to be on a beach. I need to be in a pool. That to me is the ultimate holiday. And that's because I barely get it. But if you get it all the time, maybe you want a little break from it. I don't know. It's an interesting one. I say that every time, and I think I'm probably the only one that finds it interesting. But hopefully you do too, and you can give me a little insight about what you do. Where do you go on holiday? Well, I think that'll do for today, guys. Thank you very much for coming. Love to see your little faces, and I hope that I see you next time. I really do. Well, it's been a blast, but shoot, go on, get out of here, right? I'll give Dimitri to get you in a little nugget. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and remember, stay weird. Yeah, I think one of the weirdest dreams that I ever had was an actual lucid dream, and I was staying at a hostel in a bunk bed, and in the dream, a dog, Labrador, came into it, and I went, I want to go stroke it and everything like that, and then it just turned to sand in my hands. That was quite traumatic for me. Like, I can still see it now. Seeing a dog turn to sand before your eyes is horrifying. It really is. Would not recommend it. Similar sort of thing to you, was it? But it was beans. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And bread. Yeah, so you're still at Morrison's, but the bread disappeared to sand. I mean, hey, that's at least interesting, isn't it? At least you've got that going for you, Dimitri. All right, sweet dreams, buddy.